That's a bit weird. I actually actively want to restart.
Stanley,
So,
go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
your creepy voice is scaring the shit out of me, Bob Monkhouse.
No.
Yes.
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I
door's not
say
there
to
anymore.
convince you?
Oh right, was it one further? Right. You can say fuck all. Die! Oh, for fuck's sake.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
This is scary!
Do that for me?
This is really scary!
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
That's
You're
really...
literally willing to
Stop
kill yourself to keep
talking!
me from being happy.
Stop
Am I reading
talking!
the situation correctly?
Stop talking!
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
I want to get out of this.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley.
Can I walk off the
really
edge?
did. I wish I still
No,
thought
I
that was
can't.
possible.
Hang on a minute. There's not even a back bit to that. What? Oh, this game. Just this game. I don't even want to know. Does he stop talking at me? Actually hurts my hand to go up these stairs. Finally!
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
This is going to get less creepy, I hope. Very big, I hope. Right, so, office, looks normal. This looks normal.
Someone was following Stanley. He
What?
was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Fucking scare the shit out of me. On the off. Right. Gonna go to the office.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Am I gonna go there? Actually,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
The lounge was sublime.
Yes,
a work
pretty.
of art.
Now come on.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think this photocopy is knackered. Yeah. Nice hills.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right. I want to go
Look,
up there.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
just
else
get
can be
really
difficult,
fucking
but
creepy.
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every
It's not the
decision
person
by
who was
yourself.
following me, was it?
Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Her?
She's been waiting.
Well, there's... Hey!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
What?
To reach out to
Hang
her.
on. It's only
If you
plugged
can
in at the wall,
truly
mate.
place your faith in
Hasn't
another,
got a phone line.
then pick up the phone.
I picked up. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Different font.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Hey!
Gotcha.
Bastard!
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
You?
Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
That's really creepy.
This
Hello?
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Wow. Good morning, employee. Press E on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Hang on.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what
Oh
he's
no.
told to do.
Oh no, I know what's
Now
going to
he's
happen.
pushing a button. Now
This-
he's eating lunch.
Am I?
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic
That's changing.
adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press said to watch TV. Yeah, I'm up for
And
that.
so he
What?
began to fantasize about his own job.
No.
First, he
No.
imagined that one
No.
day at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone
It's
in the
gonna
building
turn
had
into my
suddenly vanished
office.
off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press 1 to spend time with the boys, yeah. Let me guess, the door's going to disappear?
So he went
No.
further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, gave me the baby, I don't remember this. Press I to tell you get the story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
It's
The
depressing
longer he
when you know
spends
it's gonna
here, the
go.
more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. See, I kind of want to now. Because he got me into this mess. But do I risk it? But will he just smug me off afterwards? Shit, P.
You see?
Bollocks.
Can he just not hear me? How
Yes.
can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose. The same
You're not the one
Stanley.
playing.
We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
I'm going to reach that
Maybe
far.
this time. And I tried again.
Wow.
Stanley pushed
Please
the button.
die.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I...
I just left click. If I knew I could do that, that would be a lot easier for me. Oh, God, what's it loading? Please, not the office. Somewhere else. Maybe outside. Oh, it's the office.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like?
It's right there!
There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
It's a painting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll just select not to go in through any door.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Hang on.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yep.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
I think I have.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Because I'm possessed by the spirit of Bob Monkhouse.
Describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Would I?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
Good.
I wish it to be over.
So do I.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No, great.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Everything's going right.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh. Can I still move? I think I can remember the layout.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real.
Well, this is taking a dark turn.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ran? Is that it? The end is never. The end is... I'm just going to be playing this forever and ever and ever and ever. I'm actually going to call it there. And maybe come back to this another time, because this is... Can I close the door? There we go. I'm going to stay in it.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
Good. Nothing will hurt me if I wait. So yeah, I'm going to upload these, maybe have a bit of a cry, eat some ice cream, wonder what the fuck I'm doing with my life, and then I'll come back to this. So until next time, goodbye.